Howdy folks, today we're going to be talking about the almighty Ford OBD1 code reader. This is a must-have for any Ford owner between the years of 81, 82 all the way up to 94, 95. If your Ford car, truck, whatever has a computer in it, it's going to have an OBD1 port, and this is the way you're going to be able to check the codes in that car. There is another method that I'll briefly discuss with you. You can get over to the port that we're going to be plugging our code reader into. You need a jumper wire, okay? Copper wire, paper clip, whatever. You plug it in, you jump between two posts, and then you get behind the wheel of the car and you count check engine light flashes. You can read your codes that way too. However, the issue you're going to run into is once you have the codes, what the heck do you do with a number, right? And that's where you need this guy. This is the Bible, okay, that has all the codes that you may be able to count via check engine flashes. So if you're doing this on the side of the road, sure, you might be able to read the codes, but you won't be able to understand what the heck they're telling you. So that's why you need the kit, the package, the book, and the code reader. Now, I'm going to give you a link in the description below. You can zip on down there, click on it. It's an Amazon link. Go on, get yourself Ford OBD1 code reader, and like I say, they're worth their weight in gold. Just do it. It's like the price of a case of beer, okay? Now, today we're going to be using my 92 Coupe as a test subject. I haven't checked the codes in this thing in years. I don't know what we're going to find. Okay guys, here we go. So I am a one-man band and I only have two hands, so I'm going to talk to you about what we're going to be doing here first, and then I'm going to do it. So the area you need to locate is right behind your driver's side shock tower. Now if you have a Foxbody that hasn't been molested too bad, you may find your OBD1 ports located right where mine are here. Now they're stuck to the driver's side shock tower via a Christmas tree clip going in this way. You got to pry this off. Chances are you're not that lucky and someone's had this thing off way too many times and broke the clip. So it will be in this area, like right underneath your power window motor. You can see right here there's a chunk of looming that's only about that long. Now from Ford, they don't come loomed right here. It's just bare wires, like yellow with pink stripes and green stripes and stuff like that. There's like 5 or 6 wires that come out of this main harness. So don't panic if you can't find it where mine's located. It will be within 2 or 3 inches of this area, okay? And there's 2 plugs that we're going to be plugging into the OBD1 code reader. Locate those and then we'll plug our code reader in and see what we got. So get your guy off of the shock tower. Okay, and you can see here there's two plugs, this guy and this guy. So this is nothing more than just like a storage housing, okay, to kind of keep the grime that I've got all shoved in there. Goes to show you how often this comes off. But you get these 2 plugs, okay, and these are the plugs that we're going to be plugging into our OBD1 code reader, okay? So this little gray guy goes on this post here, and this fella plugs in like so. Okay? Now, at first blush, it might look a little confusing because there's only 3 posts on here, and you got all kinds of posts on here. Don't worry about it. You can see that there's like an embossed area in your OBD1 code reader. You can't put this in the wrong direction, okay? So plug that guy in, and then we're going to start our test. Right, so as you can see, our code reader's hooked up and ready to start the process. But before we do, there's a couple things I need to mention. First and foremost, in order to do a proper code reading, your car has to be up to operating temperature. Buzz it around the block, do whatever you got to do to get it warm, bring it home, plug it in, and then you can start the process. Now, there's 2 different styles of tests we can run. I'm going to be running the first one, but there is 2. First is key on, engine off test, okay? Second is key on, engine running. I don't want to do that test because my kids are sleeping and whatever, the car's a little loud. So for what it's worth, the processes are relatively similar. To do the key on, engine off test, we're going to go behind the wheel. I'm going to turn the key to the run position. Then I'm going to come underneath the hood. I'm going to turn the code reader on and I'm going to hit the test button, which starts the process. We're going to hear a bunch of buzzing and humming and clicking under the hood as the code reader starts the process. Then you're going to need a pen and paper handy to write down your codes. Don't worry there either though, because the code reader does have a memory. I think it'll save up to like 12 different vehicles and sets of codes, but have a pen and paper handy. It's just better to write them down, and then you can cross-reference whatever codes you get in the book. Now, we're hoping for either 2 1s or 3 1s. Now, pre-91 cars operate off a 2-digit system. So you're gonna see like a 69 or a 71 or whatever. Hopefully you get 11s, because that means you don't have any codes in your key on, engine off test. But write those codes down. Then you're gonna see a 10. Okay, now that's not a code to panic over. That's called a separation code, meaning any codes that you got prior to seeing the 10 are all the codes for your key on, engine off process. Then your 10 separates the key on, engine off codes from the continuous memory codes that it's gonna then start reading. Then get your pen and paper handy, write down your continuous memory codes, cross-reference them in the book, so on and so forth. Okay folks, here we go. I'm gonna turn the key to the run position. We're going to turn our code reader on and we're going to start the test. So those are some of the clicking and buzzing I was mentioning to you. So right now the 3 zeros means that the test is running. We got a 15. That's interesting. Didn't think we were going to see any codes. A 67. Jeepers. It's not looking good. Okay, there's our 10 code, meaning 15 and 67 are my key on, engine off codes. So now it's going to go to the continuous memory codes. We got an 87. Jeepers. So an 87 and a 96. I didn't think I was going to need a pen and paper here, but I just ran over and grabbed one. So now that this little square that you've probably seen flashing is off, this tells us that the test is now done. Okay folks, so now that we got our codes written down, it's time to come over to our OBD2 code reader Bible and cross-reference whatever codes we got in the book, okay? I'm not gonna bore you with mine. I got obviously a little bit of homework to do here to figure out what codes my car's kicking out. I'm not gonna panic too much though, because my check engine light wasn't on. The car was running fine when I put it away. So who knows, right? All that said though, I am gonna look into it, because the idea behind this is scan your car if you got a little bit of time on your hands, and maybe, just maybe, you can find an issue before something catastrophic happens. So don't take this stuff lightly, look into it, but don't panic at the same time, because for example, I'm pretty sure it's this 67 code that I got in the key on, engine off test. I think it's like a neutral safety switch code, and what's going on here is my car's in gear and I turned the key to the run position. I should have had it in neutral with the e-brake on. So anyway, you're going to get some codes, or if you do get some codes, just look them up. Don't panic, but check them out because it could save you a few bucks down the road. Now anyway, if you like this video, guys, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you feel that my content was worthy of subscription, and share it with your friends if you feel that they could benefit from it. I love helping the community, and that's why I spend all this time doing these videos. So thanks so much for tagging along. And one last thing, this video is going to come out right after Thanksgiving in the United States of America. So happy Thanksgiving to all my American viewers, and I hope you and your families are all doing well. So thanks so much for tagging along, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye for now.